So hello guys, welcome to episode 7 of our F1 Manager 23 series on season 3. Now, if you didn't watch the last episode in Imola, you might want to go back and watch that one. It was an action-packed Grand Prix, probably our first real mistake of the season driver-wise from Pierre Gasly. Did cost him some points. Lando Norris, another stonking performance, as you would expect. Max Verstappen won. I know, you're all very surprised, but Max Verstappen doing very, very well at this moment in time. Driver standings-wise, constructor standings-wise, Red Bull are on 251 points, well ahead of Ferrari. We have dropped to P3, but we're in a fight with Ferrari and Mercedes this season. I think we possibly could beat one of those. So, driver standings-wise, Max Verstappen is 13 points ahead of his teammate, but Lando Norris is hanging on to the coattails at this moment in time. F2, of course, is there. Frederick Veste leading the F2 standings, and F3, Oliver Gray still topping the charts. This weekend, we head to the jewel in the crown, and it is the Monaco Grand Prix. I don't expect this circuit to suit our car, but you never know. We haven't got any rain either. There could be safety cars. There could be anything. 78 laps around here. It's one of the oldest races on the calendar. It's the one that everybody wants to go to. Car attributes, low speed, cornering is crucial. And it's a one-stop race at the best of times. So I'm going to get through practice. I shall see you in qualifying for what may prove to be a very difficult weekend in the Monegasque region. Final flying laps then in Q2. Lando Norris at the moment is looking like he's safe. He's just going to come across the line now. DRS wide open for Lando Norris. He's currently in P8, but Pierre Gasly is the man on the bubble. And at the moment, he's green through the first and second sectors. Come on, Pierre. Can he get into Q3? He can't. Pierre Gasly, he finishes P11. Lando Norris in P6. So one car in Q3, and that is the car of Lando Norris. Final laps then in Q3. Lando Norris currently sat in P6. Is he going to manage to improve? It's not looking like it. It's not been the best of laps from Lando Norris. Verstappen looks like he's on pole position unless his teammate George Russell can take that away from him. Lando Norris crosses the line. It's only good enough for P6, but that is going to be it. Max Verstappen is on pole for the Monaco Grand Prix from his teammate George Russell. Lando Norris starts in P6. Work to do, but that, to be fair, after the start of this weekend, I wouldn't have expected Lando to be in Q3. So I'll take the positives onto the strategy. Right, guys, P6 and P11, we are going to start on the soft compound tyre. Our tyre wear is normally pretty good. We're going to attack like hell at the start. I reckon the only chance we're going to get her overtaking is possibly doing an undercut. So we want to save a little bit of ERS for this Grand Prix, then maybe get in front and defend from there. That's the plan. Let's see if it works. Let's get to 5 red lights.
The streets of Monte Carlo are ready as the drivers prepare for the 78 laps of the Monaco Grand Prix. And we certainly know what Max Verstappen is capable of.
They've got a fantastic opportunity starting on pole, but can they carry it through to the end?
And it looks like we're good to go. It's time for one of the most exciting races in the world. This is the Monaco Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And away we go, and it looks like Max Verstappen got a decent start, but so did George Russell. And George Russell, it's side by side into turn 1, but we all managed to get through safely. Lando Norris trying his best to hold on to P6 early doors here. Looking at it, we've got a nice split of tyres. Stroll and Perez on the hard compound tyre. If there's an early safety car, they may not be able to take advantage of it. We could do with getting past Lance Stroll pretty quickly here. And for that reason, we're going to tell Lando Norris to be high on the overtake aggression and try and get past him. Pierre Gasly is in P11 at this moment in time. He has dropped... no, he's kept a position, sorry. He's behind Charles Leclerc. He's already dropped to second to the Ferrari. He's had a bad exit out of one of those corners as Pierre Gasly. Let's ride on board through the tunnel with the Gasman as it comes up to the swimming pool chicane. I'm sure we'll catch back up to Charles Leclerc quite comfortably here. It can be a procession around Monaco. It must be said, Lando Norris already pulled out a second and a half on Esteban Ocon, and he's doing his absolute utmost to get past Lance Stroll because this hard compound tyre runner could prove a roadblock, which we don't particularly want to be behind. As we come towards the end of the lap 1, Verstappen and Russell still going at it, but Verstappen leads, Russell second, Perez third, then comes the two Aston Martins. But Lando Norris is looking at the back of this Aston Martin thinking, I need to get past it rather quickly. Lap 2. It took 6 laps, but Lando Norris finally into Sandoval, got down the inside and has got past the Aston Martin. Just to see what sort of damage that has done to our race. As he got up to Casino Square, he got the job done and Lance Stroll sat in behind. But just to show you the damage that's done, 4.4 seconds to his teammate Alexander Albon there. Maybe Lance Stroll has played the ultimate team game, but it's not helped us at all. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly is just tagging onto the back of Giovinazzi at this moment in time. We're just saving tyres a little bit, but I don't think Norris now could possibly catch Albon. Will do his utmost, but lap 7, Verstappen leading by 7/10 of a second. Then there is a 4.6 second gap to third place Checo Perez, who's also on the hard compounder tyre. Lap 22, there's not too much happening as you'd expect at Monaco. Verstappen 4.2 seconds now ahead of Russell. He's pulled out a sizable gap on his teammate Perez, closing up a little bit now on the hard compound tyres. Albon's fell into the clutches of Lando Norris, who is now looking at the back of the Aston Martin, just conserving a little bit of fuel, a little bit of energy, because we know we will get a chance of an undercut here. We just need to make it count when we get to that position. So lap 22, Norris in a decent standing at this moment. If we go for the helmet cam and then back to the TV view, he's well now on the back of Alexander Albon. Sainz in P6, Stroll P7, Ocon P8, Leclerc P9, then comes Giovinazzi. Gasly's dropped right off. Must be said, he's now in P11 and not looking particularly comfortable, but he has got a full battery for when we do try the undercut. Lap 23. We have pulled the trigger early with Lando Norris. We think we've spotted a gap to get him out into and hopefully start really pushing on these hard compounded tyres. We need a good stop for this to happen though. 3 seconds, it's not the worst in the world. I reckon he's going to come out somewhere behind Teo Pourchaire. There's a gaggle of cars here. Where is Lando Norris? He might actually come out in front of that lot, which he certainly is going to do. Is he? We can see Pierre Gasly, and he is out in front of that. Is he? He's going to get a run up to Casino Square, and he does end up behind Bottas. That's a little bit frustrating, although he does have a gap in front of him. But now Lando Norris can push on these tyres. He can push on most things and try and get the undercut. This is where Lando needs to be at his best. Pierre Gasly will be in a few laps' time. Lap 31, Pierre Gasly is in to the pits. He must say the strategy with Lando Norris hasn't quite worked out, but he's in for a decent pit stop. It's Pierre Gasly 2.9. It's a little bit better than his teammate. Lando Norris is still stuck behind Valtteri Bottas, not lapping particularly well. All he is managing to do is save up a little bit of fuel. He's lapping a little bit quicker than Max Verstappen, it must be said. Gaining slightly, but not too much at this moment in time, Lando. But it's okay. We're not too disappointed at the moment. Pierre Gasly, on the other hand, now out in P17. He has got a nice bit of clean air as Pierre Gasly. This is his time to really attack and push now, and he's got the battery to do it. Lap 31, people starting to make the pit stop. 36, Lando Norris managing to get past Yuki Tsunoda just before they went into the tunnel. Great work from Lando Norris. He's passed him, and as they went up towards the swimming pool chicane, it was a job done. You can see a Ferrari behind there. I believe that is of Checo Perez. Let me just check in. It's not. It's Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc back there, who's now on a fresh set of hard compound tyres. There's a few yet to pit in front of Lando Norris, and he's starting to make moves. The interesting one will be the gap between himself and Alexander Albon, which at this moment is coming down a little bit. Lap 36. Alexander Albon into the pits on lap 37 now. Where is Alexander Albon going to come out in relation to Lando Norris? He should be well clear. To be fair, Lando Norris just coming through Raskas. Alexander Albon already out. This could be not particularly good for Lando Norris. Alexander Albon now starts making his way up towards Casino Square. Lando Norris a bit behind. The undercut not quite worked for Lando at 37. Charles Leclerc has got Lando Norris, and this is a real surprise because Lando Norris had the DRS open and Charles Leclerc went for it down the inside of Sandoval. Heroics indeed, and it was job done. Charles Leclerc, fantastic move from him. Nothing I can say about that. At this moment in time, Lando Norris, it's looking quite difficult for him this race. We expected it to be difficult. We've not quite got it right so far. He's dropped 2.2 seconds, and he's now got Lance Stroll right on his gearbox. We're suffering here in Monaco. Lap 47, good time for a full rundown. Max Verstappen at this moment in time, he's looking very decent on these medium compound tyres. I don't believe he's pit yet as Max Verstappen. No, he has pit. He's just 17 seconds in front of his teammate, who's in P2. Sainz in P3, Albon P4. That's probably where we should be, in all honesty. Perez and Leclerc P5 and 6. Stroll P7, Norris in P8. It might come back to Lando Norris towards the end on Lance Stroll, but it's been hard work so far. Then comes Schumacher, Giovinazzi. Pierre Gasly, could he get some points today? You'd certainly hope so. Looking at it, he's got Tsunoda in front of him who's yet to pit. Then Ocon, Giovinazzi and Schumacher. I might have to pit again. It's looking tough at this moment in time. A safety car would really spice things up, but Verstappen looks nailed on for another win here. Lap 61, we have a highlight, but unfortunately it is Valtteri Bottas overtaking Pierre Gasly. This has been very much a procession, probably one of the least interesting races of the season. We knew it wasn't going to be good for our point of view, but Valtteri Bottas threw up into P13, I believe that is, P12, sorry. Gasly, I mean, Max Verstappen has just put another fastest lap in. He's gone onto a set of soft compound tyres. I mean, this man is just on a different level to everybody else. Lando Norris is 15 seconds behind Lance Stroll. I mean, 15 seconds behind Lance Stroll. That's where we're at this moment. He's going to score points today, is Lando Norris. Behind him, he's got Esteban Ocon closing up pretty quickly. I mean, he's going to get P10. That's about all I can guarantee at the moment. But if we can keep Ocon behind, that would be ideal. Lap 62, we have 16 laps left to go. Around 10 laps to go, and we have got Esteban Ocon on the back of Lando Norris. And Lando Norris has just been told, you make that Andretti Cadillac as wide as you can. I want it to look like a bloody Cadillac Escalade, and I want it to be double the size of that, because Lando Norris has just got to defend from Esteban Ocon now and get P8. That'd be ideal. Gasly's going backwards rather than forwards at this moment in time. Verstappen is 12 seconds clear and gaining at a rate of knots. His last lap was a 1:11.4, admittedly on soft compound tyres. Verstappen has made 2 pit stops and absolutely waltzed it. I mean, that is some performance around Monaco for Max. We've had a positive moment, though, because Pierre Gasly has just overtaken Mick Schumacher down the outside of Sandevort into turn 1. Lovely work from Pierre Gasly. He is now back up into P13, I believe that is, for Pierre Gasly. It certainly is. He's 6 seconds behind Théo Pourchaire. My word. But Lando Norris, he's holding Esteban Ocon up beautifully here, and he just can't get past. Lando Norris, 27 seconds behind the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll. What is happening? And the worst thing in the world has just happened, because Esteban Ocon's just got past Lando Norris, and I can't tell you how disappointed I am about it. Esteban Ocon is past him, and that is job done for Esteban. Esteban up into P8. He will have enjoyed that one. Us a little bit less so. And now we need to attack instead of just defending. So, it's all happening here. But Lando Norris, we've been lapped. We've been lapped at Monaco, such is the pace of these Red Bulls. It's absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, the challenge is now, can we get back at Esteban Ocon, whose tyres are degrading a little worse than ours? We do have a crash on circuit, and it is Charles Leclerc who has crashed at his home Grand Prix. Oh, Charles. He was going head-to-head with a Alpha Tauri, or a Hugo Boss as it's now known. Doesn't look like it's caused that much damage, or has it? There looks to be damage on that front wing. There's just disappointment, pure disappointment. There's heading hands in the Ferrari garage. Where is Charles Leclerc, and how badly damaged is that front wing? It looks rather badly damaged, it must be said. So maybe he could pit quite comfortably and still come out in front of Lando Norris, who though is attacking Esteban Ocon. So that's something to be excited about. We've got 4 laps to go. And Lando Norris will probably have a go at Esteban Ocon at some point. I'm excited to see this. Max Verstappen has just started the final lap of his Monaco Grand Prix. To be fair, he has nearly lapped everyone. Let's just have a quick look at this. If we have a look at he's lapped everyone up to Charles Leclerc. There's only Lance Stroll that is still on the lead lap, and not by much, it must be said. But Lando Norris is having a look at Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi's past him, and now Lando Norris has got to go for it through this middle sector. I mean, what a time to lose a position here. Antonio Giovinazzi with the DRS. Lando couldn't defend it, and Giovinazzi is past. Giovinazzi, remember, tussled with Pierre Gasly in the last episode. I mean, it's been a bit of a procession today, it must be said, but Lando Norris will be so frustrated with that. Can he possibly get him back as we go full attack mode on the tyres? Pierre Gasly is just trundling round at the moment in P13. It's not been Pierre Gasly's day. It's not been Andretti Cadillac's day. Can Lando Norris provide one moment of joy in this Grand Prix as we come up towards the swimming pool chicane? He might get a chance into Raskas. It might have to be a Raskas dive bomb from Lando Norris to get a couple, well, to get another point for Andretti Cadillac as we come through this final sector. Is he going to go for it here, Lando Norris? It doesn't look like he is, and to be fair, I'd rather him just bring the car home in one piece now, but Lando Norris is going to come home. He's going to come home in P10, and we just scored a solitary point at Monaco. It's not a track that our car's built for, but that is a disappointing weekend. Max Verstappen, on the other hand, 26 seconds in front of George Russell. My word. And it was that good, we even managed to skip the podium. Max Verstappen, as we saw, winning one of the only drivers to do a two-stop. In fact, I think he was the only driver to do a two-stop who really meant it. Max Verstappen, fastest lap of the Grand Prix, a full second quicker than his teammates' fastest lap. Unbelievable. George Russell in P2, Albon P3, a podium for Alexander Albon at Aston Martin. Well done, Alexander Albon. Carlos Sainz P4, Perez P5, Stroll P6. We go all the way to Lando in P10 before we find the first Andretti Cadillac driver, and 13th for Pierre Gasly. Unlucky for some indeed. Driver standings-wise, Max Verstappen leads the way now by, what is that, 22 points from George Russell. Lando Norris does just about hold on to P3. He's 15 points in front of Charles Leclerc. And then we go all the way down to 5 Pierre Gasly, who's not scored points in consecutive Grand Prix. Constructors standings-wise, Mercedes overtake us. It wasn't our weekend, but I'm hoping at the Circuit de Catalunya in the next race, it certainly will be. Red Bull are now running away with it. 176 points clear of Ferrari in second. Not our Grand Prix, but we will come back stronger. Please do like and subscribe, and I shall see you on the next one. Ta-ra!